Hi there, it's been a minute, but I'm back now. So I've put together a little short series. There are so many frequently asked questions that I thought I should just put up some videos and answer those questions. So I have those videos set in like one series and you guys can get them easily. But before we get into it, I just want to celebrate the 250 subscribers that I have now. Just want to thank everyone that has subscribed and those who have been sharing and liking the videos and also leaving comments. I really do appreciate that. So to celebrate the 250, I am going to put up a giveaway on my Instagram. So be sure to follow me on Instagram so that you don't miss out on that one. All right, then let's get into it. So I've got this au pairs series where I'm gonna answer questions relating to the au pair program, the requirements, a list of agencies. So it's gonna be in four parts. The first one will be me giving the costs and the responsibilities of an au pair, and the second one will be the requirements of being an au pair, basically the eligibility, and then the third one will be the frequently asked questions, and then the last one will be a list of agencies that I know of, and those agencies will obviously be the agencies in South Africa. Right, so the first thing that I want to put out there is the difference between an au pair and a nanny. Well, in my opinion, a nanny earns more than an au pair and does less. But if we are to give the proper definition, what most agencies say is that an au pair is basically a live-in helper. So you are looking after the kids, obviously, and also helping with light household chores, while a nanny, they are live-in nannies, but most nannies come, look after your kids, and then go back to their homes, or you take your kids to the nannies. So basically, the nanny does not need to do household chores and all those kind of things. The au pair does that. The nanny just comes specifically for your children, so it's just childcare, and then they get paid for just looking after your children. Some nannies drive your kids around, but they're just responsible for the kids, while the au pair is responsible for the light household chores as well as looking after the kids. In the Netherlands, what I've discovered is that there are actually different kinds of nannies, and those levels come with more money. There's like obviously the normal oppas, which is someone who looks after you, but then there's also the oppas who's an au pair, which is someone who looks after you and is also responsible for the household duties. Then there is an oppasmoeder. Yes, an oppasmoeder earns so much money, but is only there to look after your kids. So basically a nanny, but not a nanny. They say oppasmoeder. Okay, we'll leave that one there. Do your own research, but what I've experienced is that au pairs get less, nannies get more, but au pairs do more. The responsibilities of an au pair, they include, obviously, there are a list of other responsibilities. This also depends on your arrangement with the host family that you have, but the basic responsibilities are meal preparations for the kids. Sometimes you're not required to do that. It all falls back on the agreement you have with the host family. The morning routine, making sure that the kids are ready for school or preparing breakfast for the kids, etc. Then playtime, obviously entertaining the kids, making sure that the kids are happy, playing with them, all those kind of things. Laundry, homework. Some au pairs are required to do the kids' laundry, but remember, you're just doing light household duties, so you're not required to clean the house. You're not required to like do, most families don't require you to clean the house. It's not a must. You can do it, but it's not a must. You're not required to do the garden. So heavy Heavy household work you're not required to do. You can do it, it's optional. If you want to do it, you can, but it's not in your agreement. And then other responsibilities is like tidying up and making sure that the kids are ready for bed. So giving them a bath, giving them dinner, and helping them to clean up like the playroom and putting them in bed. But at the end of the day, this all ends up being like the agreement that you have with the family. There are certain things that some families don't require you to do and some families require you to do. For instance, I don't have to cook, so the meal preps were not my responsibility, just breakfast that I had to do. And then another thing that I want to mention is that keep in mind that you are expected to perform tasks related to the children. So even in terms of laundry, you are required to wash the kids' laundry, but as courtesy, you can wash the parents' laundry as well, iron it, fold it, pack it away and stuff. It's your choice, or also the family can also ask you, okay, please do this, but it's also your choice. And then most programs have a set of rules that protect au pairs. This, I want to emphasize, you do have benefits as an au pair, and there are also agencies that protect you as an au pair. So don't feel the need to stay in a very toxic environment when you have a support system. You make use of that support system, because the funds that you pay so much money to get the support, and then you get there and you end up not using the support. So make sure that you read up on all the rights, if I'm to call it that. Read up on all the rights that you have as an au pair, and make sure that you know what your rights are, know what you are protected from, know your insurance, all those kind of things. Make sure you know it, because you don't know what's going to happen when you get there. And when you do get there and you face a certain challenge, obviously you have to talk to the family, because it's a family, but know that there are people there to support you. Even when you're choosing an agency, make sure that you check that agency has a support agency or support system in the country that you're going to. And then I want to mention, before I forget, so different countries have different working hours. The States is 40 hours but for more money, if I am not mistaken. And then the Netherlands is 30 hours for 300 euros. The amount of pocket money you get depends on the agency that you go with. The same goes with working hours. It's obviously the country that determines the working hours, but also check with your agency. Make sure, when you do your research, make sure you check the working hours and the amount of money that you get. Compare between all agencies, because some agencies you can earn less for more hours. So yeah, read up on that one. And yeah, so basically you also have like days off, so don't forget about that one. That's why I was saying, read up on the rights that you have and read up on the benefits that you have, so that you don't end up overworking yourself for less money. And then lastly, I want to talk about the costs. Let me see I want to check if I'm not missing anything. I want to read up on, talk about the costs. So when I went to the Netherlands to au pair, I used OVC. So the costs that I have here are for au pairing in the Netherlands through OVC. So what they have here, this I got from their website. What they have here is that the admin fee is 34 euros. If I can remember correctly, it was like around 600 and something that you pay before you get the application forms. Then other fees is 165 for police clearance. And then the visa to go to the Netherlands is free. Travel insurance is free. But they do not mention that when you get there, you have to get health insurance. So don't think when they say insurance is free and then you get there, you have to get health insurance. Some families don't push you to get health insurance, but you are required to get health insurance, because the insurance that you get is just the au pair insurance, but you also have to get health insurance. This is now, I'm talking about the Netherlands. And the health insurance that I had to get, the first couple of months it was 85 euros, and then when I was close to my departure, it then went higher. So in 2020 it was like 85 euros, and then in 2021 it went higher and it was like 90 something euros. Luckily my host family had registered me for the zorgtoeslag, which is like the SASSA in South Africa. It's like the funds you get from the government. You can register for it as an au pair, because obviously you're not working, so you're not there on a working visa, but you can register for it. Just make sure you don't put in income, because you're not getting income, you're getting pocket money, so you're basically not getting anything. Obviously the amount of money you get is what determines how much money you will get from the government. So make sure you read up on the Zorgtoeslag website and understand what is written there, so that you don't end up answering questions like, okay, my income is 300 euros, and you end up not getting anything from the government. The reason why I'm talking about the Zorgtoeslag is that it helped me pay for my insurance. Most au pairs are required to pay for their own health insurance, and it is expensive. If you're only getting 300 euros per month and then you have to pay for insurance, it's a lot of money, and you end up not having anything to spend on yourself. So get the Zorgtoeslag. It helps a lot to pay for your insurance. It obviously takes like 3 months or a couple of weeks to get the money, but once you get it, you also get for the months you've been there in the Netherlands. Check that one out. And then I want to mention again that your host family pays for your transport card, right? That is like 34 euros. The time that I was there, it was 34 euros per month. This is in the Netherlands. But the card does not cover bus fares, the tram, or the metro. So make sure you have money to pay for those things, because if you're going to use them at the end of the month, you have to pay like 60 something euros, for instance, or 100 and something, depending on how much you travel, and then your family is only giving you 34 euros. Then at the end of the day, you have to pay the difference, and you're like, oh man, I don't have the money. Keep that in mind. Then you also pay for, some families pay for it, but other families you pay for your own bank fee. It's not a lot. The one I had to pay, because my bank card was from ING, I only had to pay like €1 something, so that, or €2, so it wasn't that bad. And then the SIM card as well, my host family was paying for the SIM card, but if you, for instance, call a South African number, it's extra charges. And then depending on the plan you take, the family only covers €15 for the SIM card plan, but then if you go extra, then you pay the difference. Keep that on in mind as well. And then the other cost that is written on the website, OVC website, is the airfare. They say approximately 520 euros, so 7,000 to 12,000 rands. This depends on your placement and also depends on the exchange rate. And then they also talk about the recommended spending money, which is 300 euros. So you have to go there with pocket money. They don't mention the cost of getting your medical check, the costs of preparing to leave, because that can be expensive, especially the medical check. Or make sure you save for your medical check. So the last time I remember, I said at least if you have 20,000 rands, you are safe. But now it can be more, because prices have changed, etc. But make sure you have enough money to cover all these other expenses that are not mentioned on the agency website. And then also make sure you ask, because I also had to pay for my unabridged birth certificate, which is a lot of money. So ask the right questions. If you are not sure about certain things, also ask with people who have au paired, because they will give you the right answer. Obviously, agencies are trying to make money as well, push profits, so they might not give you all the information that you need, and then at the end of the day you apply, get deep into it, and then you're like, boom, I don't have the money to cover for this and this and this. So prepare before you make the decision to become an au pair. Okay, so for today we'll end it here. So what we covered today is basically the costs of au pairing, but the costs were related to au pairing in the Netherlands through OVC. Costs differ depending on the agency and country. And then we also spoke about the requirements, not the requirements, but the responsibilities of an au pair, as well as the difference between an au pair and a nanny. Be wise, guys. If you are in Europe and you wanna au pair, I would advise you to become a nanny instead of au pairing, because as an au pair you don't earn lots of money, but obviously because you have these benefits of living with the family and them, you not paying rent, you living with them feeding you, all this kind of things. So the money is not a lot, and when you're a nanny you can earn lots of money, especially in Opasinde. Just put a name on it and the price goes higher. All right, guys, this is it for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.